Hello student, in this video we are going to learn about a pneumatic comparators. This is a pneumatic comparator. It consisting of a compressor in which air is compressed, which is passed from a filter so that the waste particle will get eliminated from the filter. Then the compressed air passes through this horizontal tube. Part of compressed air pass in the water tank and part of the air will pass from the orifice to the next portion. So orifice is a small opening so that pressure can be increased. So water is there in the water tank. You can see here, this is a water tank. Some part is pass in the water tank, some part is pass next passage, and then that compressed air is passed from this gauging head to this gauging head. Two small openings are there. From that small opening air will comes out, and this is the measuring part for which internal diameter is to be measured. So you can see there is a small gap between the this opening of gauging head on both sides. So initially the water level in the water tank and this manometer which is connected to the water tank, it is called a U-tube manometer. Initially the water level is same in both water tank as well as manometer, but when you insert this gauging head inside this job for which internal diameter is to be measured, that time a back pressure is get generated, because a compressed air will pass from this nozzle to outside and it will strike inside surface of the your job. So this water level is get deflected by small h. It may increase or it may decrease. So when you are moving this gauging head from one point to another point, if this h remains constant, so it indicates that your diameter is same throughout the length. As well as when you rotate this diameter, you can see that around the circumference that back pressure is remain constant or not. That also you can find out. So two things we can calculate here. We can measure the internal diameter as well as the roundness. So whether it is any deviation in the roundness or not, that we can check. So we'll see one video how it works. You can see over here the gauging head is there. To this gauging head a small opening is there. You can see here small opening is there. So it is inserted in the part and compressed air is passed from this gauging head. Compressed air is passed. You can see this compressed air will strike inside surface of your job, and the back pressure can be measured from the indicator. We have to check that whether there is a variation in the back pressure throughout the length or not. If it is there is no variation, your workpiece is made exactly with the dimension. So likewise we can see the measurement by the pneumatic comparator. It is also called as a Solex gauge. Second is the mechanical optical comparator. Here the measurement can be done with the help of mechanical movement as well as the optical movement. It consisting of a plunger. You can see there is a plunger is there which is connected to this horizontal lever which is pivoted at one point, and another point of this plunger is attached to the mirror. If plunger is moving up and down here, this horizontal lever will move like seesaw. If plunger is moving upward, another part of lever will go downward, so that mirror will deflect according to the movement of this plunger. And light source is there. Light source will produce a beam of light which pass from the condenser. Condenser is used to produce a fresh beam of light to get a accurate or clear image of the dimension. Then it passes from the projection lens. Projection lens is used to produce a parallel beam of light. So we'll see one video again. From this we can see how it works.
Hello everyone.
So you can see it consists of if works on the optical comparator principle. You can see here when beam of light is incident on the horizontal mirror, so it will reflect it back on the scale. Okay, so whenever we keep mirror horizontally, if incident ray incident at an angle theta, then at same time it will be reflected by same angle theta. But when mirror is inclined at particular angle theta, that inclination may be due to the plunger movement. When plunger is moving on surface, it will deflect due to the unevenness of surface, and mirror will deflect by angle suppose alpha. Then that reflected ray will deflect at an angle of twice of alpha. So this is the principle of optical comparator. So total angle of the reflected ray will be theta plus 2 alpha. Reflected ray angle will be 2 alpha with the previous one. So on this principle it works. So it consisting of a plunger. You can see there is a plunger. When plunger is moving the horizontal surface, it will deflect. It is pivoted at one point, so it is moving up and down. Due to up and down movement of plunger, another side of plunger will get deflect like seesaw, and due to that angle of the mirror will again increase or decrease. You can see over here like this, that angle of mirror will increase or decrease. It will move. The spring is there to control the movement of the lever. Now initially a light beam is incident on the condenser to produce a condensed beam of light, fresh beam of light. It passes from the index. Index, it is a small pinhole to get a intense beam of light. Then pass from the projection lens to produce parallel beam of light, and it is reflected due to the mirror on the ground glass screen. There is a glass screen is there on which scale is marked for the measurement. So initially a standard gauge or reference gauge is placed below the plunger, and your scale is set to 0, and then that reference gauge is replaced by your workpiece. So you can see for workpiece is having some unevenness on the surface, and due to that unevenness plunger will move up and down, and due to that the angle of mirror will going to change. So here two types of motions are there. One is optical motion, that is a light beam motion. It is deflected by the twice of alpha, and first motion is due to the movement of plunger. So two types of magnification we can obtain. One is the mechanical magnification due to the motion of plunger, and second is optical magnification due to the motion of mirror. So this mechanical magnification can be obtained by the formula L2 upon L1. So L2 is basically distance, horizontal distance of one end of lever to the pivot point, and pivot point to the plunger, that is a L1. So L2 upon L1 you will get the mechanical magnification, and second is the optical magnification. We can get L4 upon L3. L3 is the point on which lever connects to the mirror, that up to the pivot point of the mirror, that is a L3, and L4 is the distance of mirror pivot up to the glass screen. So why 2 into L4 upon L3? Because deflected ray having the angle of twice of alpha, as previously we have seen. So overall magnification we can obtain optical into the mechanical magnification. So this will be your formula. So in this way we can obtain the mechanical optical comparator measurement. So same working is given here. So it having number of advantages, disadvantages. Advantages like number of moving part are very less, so it is having higher accuracy than other. There will not be any parallax error, because with the help of light beam we are getting the readings, and whatever levers we are using, optical lever, it is having very minute amount of weight. And last type of comparator is LVDT, or it is called as the electrical comparator. So it consisting of a coil A and coil B, which is connected to a Wheatstone bridge. All of you know Wheatstone bridge circuit is like this. There are resistance, two resistance are there, total 4 resistance are there, like this. And in between these two resistors a galvanometer is placed G, from which a current is flowing. So these two coil A and coil B are connected to this Wheatstone bridge circuit, and again that two coils are connected to the plunger. Plunger is moving up and down. For exactly movement of plunger vertically, two guides are there. These are two guides, and in between that two coils the armature is placed. Armature is also connected to the coil A and coil B with the help of a thin steel strip. So whenever plunger is moving up and down, it will due to the motion of plunger, the armature will also move up and down. Whenever plunger touches to the armature, when plunger is moving upward, that time armature will move upward. Then initially the air gap between or distance of armature from coil A and coil B is same, but when plunger is moving upward, armature will also move upward. That time distance of armature from coil A will get decreased and B will get increased. So due to that change in the distance of armature from coil A and coil B, it allows to flow of current from the galvanometer. Initially when the distance is same, that time current flowing through galvanometer is 0. But when that distance is going to change, current will flow from the galvanometer. Then the circuit will get unbalanced. Initially it is balanced, but whenever distance is changed, it will get unbalanced, and that current is directly proportional to the change in the motion of plunger or linear motion of plunger. So we can measure the deviation in the readings. So this is how the electrical comparator works. Thank you.